Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it and you could purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. This is a timepiece that I love, and I would like to purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. It's one of my favorites and a modern landmark. Launched in 2017, this is the Bulgari Octo Finissimo Automatic in titanium, a watch that immediately garnered GPHG recognition as it was the men's watch winner for the 2017 class of nominees. The watch, when launched, was the world's thinnest automatic timepiece, and though they rated it 5.15 millimeters thick, I generally measure them at 5 on the nose. The watch wears like a second skin, so feather light, incredibly complex in its case construction, bracelet construction, and mechanical composition, but simple in the way it looks and feels. It's flat. It's almost not there. It's so light, it's so well fitted to any wrist size that you're going to be shooting panicked glances at your wrist just to remind yourself that it's still seated. The watch is 40 millimeters in diameter, 5 millimeters thick. It has a 30 millimeter spacing between the lugs, and while it does use a proprietary bracelet, nevertheless you could fit a conventional custom cut spring bar 30 millimeter strap to this watch. Now if you measure it from lug to lug across the wrist, a very manageable 45.6 millimeters, which is to say I can recommend this watch for a wrist as small as 13 centimeters circumference. Feather light and incredibly comfortable. The bracelet is one of the reasons. It's a complex construction using many small, that is narrow cross-section individual links, so it has a fluid, almost silky feel, as if it were crafted from silk rather than a milled metal. Now there are pins used in the assembly to minimize the weight, so you'll need a punch and a block if you want to do the sizing yourself. The clasp is double deployant, and although it is friction fit, it uses an impressive internal spring system so that this friction fit is more secure than most. Handsome and seamless, it's slender and low profile when closed. Rolling back to the case, Bulgari claims 100 plus individual facets on this case design, and while I have not counted, it's certainly above average, as there are many nooks, crannies, curves, and creases, and the watch is all in a lovely matte satin finish, so it seems to absorb light, showing the angles and the character lines to best effect. There's a subtle shading around every side of this watch that's more nuanced and involved than almost any case construction you can purchase from any brand at any price. The timepiece, of course, draws on the Octo design, which was inherited from the old Genta company, and the Octo as we know it today debuted back in the year 2000. As of 2010, Bulgari decided to make the Genta Octo the cornerstone of its in-house watch collection, and thus this watch is built by the manufacturer that used to be Genta and Daniel Roth in the Vallée de Joux in Le Sentier, Switzerland. So this is a true manufacturer product from the high horology realm. Note the dichotomy. There are curves, so circular forms on this case, the crown, the crystal, for example, the outer bezel, but then there are sharp creases, and there are also rounded polygonal shapes. As you can see, the plinth on which the bezel sits is emblematic of that. This is a complicated watch that in some ways combines elements of both the Nautilus and the Royal Oak. The outer rounded geometric form of the Royal Oak, and then the internal faceting of the bezel that you see on the Nautilus. Lacquered numerals and indices on a matte finish that is media blasted titanium dial. The hands are gloss black with a crease down the center to increase contrast. The crown features a double row knurling with an outboard beveled ceramic cabochon to resist scratches and scuffs, and the watch is minimal. And I mean strictly minimal, to the point that it almost disappears in profile on camera. Turn it all over and you can see that Bulgari has invested in watchmaking. The old manufacturer, Genta, from its earliest days was associated with ultra-thin watchmaking. Now, Genta himself was not a watchmaker, so the company itself had a name for design that he helped to build personally, and then a reputation for engineering that pushed the limits, and that was the product of some of the smartest minds in the Vallée de Joux, many of whom had worked at brands such as Audemars Piguet and Jaeger LeCoultre in the past. And what we have here is the BVL 138 36 jewels, 36.6 millimeters in diameter, so sized for the case. It's only 2.23 millimeters thick. Micro rotor automatic with ceramic rotor bearings for efficiency and platinum, not gold, not tungsten, to maximize the efficiency of the rotor. There's a 55-hour power reserve, a full balance bridge to add both shock resistance as well as additional rigidity to movement itself. And the caliber is a hybrid of machine and hand finish, so it's as good as anything you'll find, for example, in an FP Journe watch or an Audemars Piguet 15400 or 15500 Royal Oak automatic, so it deserves those comparisons. All screw heads are black polished, and there truly is a handsome chamfer on the edge of every bridge with a richly textured Côte de Genève stripe across all the bridge, perfectly aligned, and you can see it has a gradient, dark on one side and then light on the other. This is real Côte de Genève, not the stamped kind. This is a handsome watch with an engine-turned perlage on the base plate and details that frankly don't show up terribly well on camera because I have trouble showing the watch to advantage given the closed bracelet architecture. But take my word, I'm experienced in these matters. This is some of the best I've seen in this price class, and this is legitimate, handmade high horology. A movement that requires not only hands to finish, but also experienced hands to regulate. 30 meters water resistant, this 21.6 beat rate caliber is not protected for aquatic purposes, but then again, there are other watches for that. If you want something truly singular and a landmark modern watch, you want the Bulgari Octo Finissimo Automatic. See it on the watch box.